Welcome everybody to this edition of Around Town. I'm your hostess, Deanna Durgan, and tonight I'm going to be talking to Bridget Riley. She's the owner of the Bite Market from right here in Old Town Orange. Welcome, Bridget. Welcome to the show.
Thanks.
So glad that you were able to come tonight.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, sure. Now, the Bite Market is, I know it's a specialty shop, but tell us how you came up with the name The Bite Market. It's intriguing.
Yes, well, in our house we have a little recording studio, and my husband has a studio there, and he records. He also does engineering, he does producing, and his record company is called Bite Mark Records.
Oh, so you kind of are a dynamic duo. You have the same title in both of your businesses.
Yes, and right? my 9-year-old son came up with the name. So we were trying to come up with a name for the market, and he said, well, why not the Bite Market? It's perfect.
That's a great story. Mm-hmm. I did not know that. I drove by it, and I wondered, wow, the Bite Market, how'd they come up with that? Now we know.
Yes.
So now tell us, how did you get interested in getting into this business, and what is your business all about?
Well, we have a store in Old Town Orange, and it's all gluten-free, dairy-free products. It's also eco-friendly products. Mm-hmm. So we have laundry detergent, we have baking goods, we have batteries that are solar charged and recharge, very good for the environment.
Full service market.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we're working toward full service market. And then we have gluten-free, dairy-free products. So everything, we have basic staples, rice, beans, bread, frozen foods, and then we have dessert items. We have a baker that comes and she provides baked goods once a week, and those are vegan and gluten-free. Oh. And then I also have local produce that I go to the local farmers markets 3 times a week. Oh. And I pick out the stuff and I bring it to the market so that the locals and the students and they also can't make it to the markets because they're during the day or they're working or going to school.
So you're keeping everything organic and
not quite organic,
just
local.
Yes.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, and now tell us about, you got into this special niche market. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, my son and I were diagnosed as being gluten and dairy intolerant. And gluten is a protein found in wheat, barley, and rye. So we can't have anything that has wheat, barley, and rye in it. If we do, we get sick. We have various symptoms that come up. And then we also can't have dairy because we have other symptoms that come up when we ingest dairy. So when I was diagnosed, I was going to 4 different stores a week, trying products out, spending a lot of money, and then we'd get it home, we'd be excited about something, and it would taste terrible. And then I had driven all over the place and then I'd have to go to a regular store to get produce. Wow. So it was just a nightmare.
So you've been personally affected with one of these symptoms of where you need to be gluten-free.
Yes.
So, and how do people know if they have an intolerance to these things?
Well,
and what are some of the symptoms?
There's over 200 symptoms of being gluten intolerant. So it could be anything from a skin condition to headaches to stomach problems, joint pains, fatigue, breathing problems.
Wow.
And a lot of those are my symptoms.
So it can be really serious.
All across the board. Yeah. And then with dairy, I was getting a sinus infection a couple of times a year, and I'd have to go get antibiotics. And then I'd get an ear infection every other year and have to get antibiotics. And I was going to a variety of doctors, and they would just tell me, we don't know what it is, maybe it's this, maybe it's that, and they give me prescriptions, but they weren't fixing the problem. So this is more a preventative measure. So when we eat food that doesn't have gluten or doesn't have dairy in it, we feel better, and we have a better quality of life. And I want to provide these products that we've tested. Either somebody in my family's had these products and they like them, or somebody has come in and asked, will you carry this product? I really like it. Because I can't try everything.
Right. You must be getting customers coming from all over Orange County because you have everything all in one store. Just like you said, you had to go around to 4 different stores.
Yes.
So people are probably really, appreciating that they can just come to your store. Now, tell us. I think there's probably a misconception that gluten-free food or dairy-free doesn't taste good. Right. So tell us about some of the products that you brought here tonight, and tell us that that's
what
not
are
true.
they?
Yeah, tell us it's not true. They do taste good.
Well, you have to, kiss a lot of frogs, because there is a lot of gluten-free, dairy-free things out there that don't taste very good.
Okay.
But, we've tested all of these things and we really like them. And these are things that are actually in our store. And, I carry the basic staples. So I have tea, I have, bread, I have bagels, I have frozen foods, I have chili. It's a market. So a lot of people can just come in and buy the stuff. A lot of it's a little more healthy because of cross-contamination. So people are more thoughtful the way they raised gluten-free, dairy-free products.
Okay.
So they're a little bit probably better and healthy for you than stuff that you'd find in a regular market.
So now this says Sugar Beets Bakery, gluten-free and vegan. So gluten-free is the same thing as vegan? Or
no.
Tell us about the differences in those.
Yeah, these products, the Sugar Beets Bakery, the baker does everything gluten-free, and then she also happens to be vegan. So the thing that's nice about that is that we know it's dairy-free. Okay. So we do carry eggs in the store, and I also carry bacon, and I carry some deli meat, and I carry some frozen food, some sausage and things like that. And those are actually meat products, but I do carry a lot of vegan products as well. So, and the baked goods, it's really hard to find vegan baked goods, and it's hard to find fresh, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods. Yeah. So this has been a great marriage between the Sugar Beets Bakery and the Bite Market. It sounds like you
have a very large variety of items for people. And so you get a lot of the students from Chapman University coming down to your store?
Yes, I do. They come and buy the fruit. They come and buy the chili, the cans. We have the sort of a healthy ramen, so we have those products, and then we have basic staples too. We have cereal, we have oats, we have chips, we have cookies, we have pretzels.
Well, I've been in your store, and it's very, very well marketed, and it's very attractive that it makes you want to come in there. Yes. And you're always there, right?
Oh, I'm there
so you're the
7
owner,
days.
And you're there, and you're able to answer any questions, which is, I think that's a great service. Now you have a classroom in the back. Tell us about your classroom and what kind of classes do you teach?
Well, we wanted to have classes in the back. It was great to have that area. And we have yoga classes on Saturday mornings at 9:30, and it's a really reasonable price. It's $10, and people just need to bring their own mat.
Okay.
And they sign up. And then we
that's
also have
yoga class every Saturday?
Every Saturday, all levels, vinyasa. So we also have classes to educate people. Last Friday night, we had a class on how to stay gluten and dairy-free over the holidays, because it's really hard when you're visiting a lot of different homes and people make these wonderful, beautiful things, and they've spent so much time on it, and you can't have it. So it's really difficult, and you have to stay strong, because it really is a challenge, but if you stick with the program, you'll feel so much better.
Right.
And also, we were telling people how to talk to people when they go to different events and say, "Oh no, I'm so sorry, I can't have that."
Or like, what about I've seen more and more when you go out to restaurants.
Yes.
They'll have a page, special menu.
Yes.
So do you talk about that probably
yes.
too?
I end up telling everybody, one person every day.
Right?
I write down different restaurants. We have restaurants in the area that have really worked with me on having, telling me, "Oh, I have a gluten-free pasta at my Italian restaurant."
Oh, that's great.
Come,
So you're kind of like a little bit of a consultant
Yes.
to them, and then you have more options.
And they've been working, the restaurants that I've talked to have also talked to the OC celiac. Celiac is an autoimmune disorder or disease where those individuals that are diagnosed with celiac, it's actually something that it's serious, and some people are so sensitive they can't have any gluten. They can a lot of them can have dairy, but they can't have the gluten. So I've had people from OC Celiacs tell me about certain restaurants, and then people from OC Celiacs have gone over to those restaurants and showed them how to prepare meals so that there isn't the cross-contamination issues. So,
and then now a lot of children, I would suppose, find out that they have this. Like their parents find out because their kids are ill. So I would imagine that the parents like to come and learn all they can or talk to you.
Yeah, and I think it's I wanted it to be a soothing place to come and for people to know that everything in the store is gluten-free and dairy-free.
They feel safe coming there.
Yes, and they can let their children run around, pick something off the shelf, and they can actually say, "You can have that." I mean, when you take a child who has an intolerance into another store, that's something that we encountered with my son, is that he seemed to gravitate to everything that had dairy in it, or everything that had, every cereal that had wheat in it. He would pick that off the shelf and go, "What about this one?"
Hard for you as a parent to to teach them that and for them to get it.
And that was when he was 4. He's young, and it's really hard to explain to him. So and we have a little kids room in the store that has a dry erase board, some puzzles, and some books. So the kids can be entertained while the parents can shop. Because we still do recommend that people read labels. Sometimes a product that we've felt safe about and we've never had any problems with, they'll change the ingredients and they won't tell you. So you look at something, you're like, "What happened? This was fine before." Or somebody brings it to my attention and says, "Hey, this doesn't have the gluten-free sticker on it anymore," and we'll have to pull it from the shelves. So we try really hard, but people still need to, be aware that ingredients might change, or they might have, moved to a different facility, something like that.
Now, a little bit more about you. What did you do before you got into this business?
Well, this is our first, ownership of a business. Before that, I was at the Orange County Child Abuse Prevention Center, and I worked there for 11 years. So
wow, that's a long time.
It was, and it was a great experience. I did about 8 years working with teen parents. So either I was going out to junior highs and high schools and taking teen parents out with me to have the teen parents talk to the students about what it's really like to be a teen parent. And hopefully the students hearing the program that day would say, "Oh, that might be something that I don't want to get into." So I did that for a number of years, 5 years, and then I also worked for 3 years just with teen moms in a school program to teach them how to take care of their baby, and it was like a 12-week program.
Oh, wow. So you have an interesting background. It sounds like you're a very caring person, and that is continuing in your store because you're here to provide a service that you can't find everywhere.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Now, how has your experience been here in Old Town Orange? I mean, it's such a great place. So how has your experience been so far?
It's been great. My husband and I actually lived on South Orange when we were first married. We lived in those little bungalows on 233
cute.
South Orange, and we lived in we lived in like the manager apartment, and then we lived in a smaller one when we first got there, and then we moved across the street for a while. We've lived on Orange. We lived there.
Been always attached somehow
we
to
loved
Orange.
it. But then we did buy a house, and it's still in Orange, but we're right at the base of Chapman Hill. So we're there now, and we always found ourselves in Old Town Orange, going to restaurants
wonderful.
or walking. When I first had my son, I would drive him down to Old Town Orange and push him around in a stroller, because
and
the
here you are
trees
now.
and beautiful. So
why don't you tell everybody what your address is, where you're located, your website.
Okay.
And go ahead.
All right. Well, it's the Bite Market, 162B North Glassell, and that's in Orange, California, 92866. Our website is www.bitemarket.com, and we're right in between Licata's Nutrition Store and the Sunlight Church that used to be a movie theater.
So you're on the north side of the circle.
Right at Maple and Glassell.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you know what? It's been so fun talking to you and very interesting. And you provide a great service to the community and beyond in Orange County. And I just want to say thank you for watching, and we'll see you around town. Oh,